So, as I said, for those of you who jumped on a little bit late, this is something I do annually. I actually have done it with four different women in the last like 2 months in nature, in the woods. There's a component of some sort of adventure hiking that we do first. And then I ask them a lot of these questions. And then we go, a lot of times in my house in Asheville has a huge black whiteboard, and we just have the best time going on the whiteboard. But it is in these four components. And Heather was the one on the call that really helped me define exactly these four foundational components. So the first one is desires. So for me, I think women in general, I hate to generalize, but I'm going to say it, we tend to consider everyone in our lives before our own needs. It's just who we are. I love that about us. But as we look at desires, I really ask people to strip away obligation to anyone else. Now, does that mean that I'm like, ditch your husband and your kids don't matter? No, not at all. We're going to add them back into the equation because we have people that we're surrounded with that we truly love. It's just for the desire thing. I could never get through that wave of worrying about how this was going to affect others to truly understand what I wanted. So that's the first component in this framework. The next is vision. So a lot of times we'll have some desires or an overstretching project. It could be we want this to happen in 3 years and 5 years and 10 years. What we do is some vision mapping, really to focus on two things. One is to create some certainty, and the other is to look at our capacity. So a lot of times we want to do these things. This is when we add back your friends, your family, all the things that you want to accomplish, and look year over year to see what's reasonable in order to really have you attain your desires. The third thing is life rhythm. I do like VIP workshops in this. It's one of my favorite things to do. I help women really map out 1 year at a time. So if you can picture a bunch of lines on different topics and then the months, we will go forward and map out simply as like I have these three business projects that have to get done or projects at work. I also have work travel. I want to take vacations. I have this women's group that I want to make sure once a month I go to. I have really important stuff with my kids. So we will look at capacity. We also look at the household as a business. So what needs to get done in the household? So it's the management of that isn't just on you. You can really share some of what needs to get done seasonally. And that is an effort to really build communication with your family, especially we high achieving women have a lot to do, and sometimes it feels a little bit on overload. And we'll use that tool to not only navigate a year at a time, have it have some flex in it. Things can change, but also communicate to our like family. I used to sit down with my kids and say, I can see March is a really busy month. When I get home, end of March, I'm going to be traveling across upstate New York. When I get home, I'm going to put in this time for us to spend without computers. I'm old enough where I didn't really have to worry about phones, but that's another story. But what can I do to have be present with you? And it gave them something to look forward to, and also me to like stop as feeling as much pressure. So that's the life rhythm. We'll be exploring that. And then I'm sure a lot of you do 90-day sprints. So what does the next 90 days look like? What are some things that are important to make sure that I accomplish to move forward in some of these aspects of my life? And also just make me feel like that 10-year vision is attainable. So that's content. During the trip itself, there's 4 sessions. They're 2-hour sessions. We'll go through them. You don't have to attend the sessions. You may show up in the trip and be like, I'm just exhausted. I need to go sit by the pool. This retreat is really about what you need. There'll be a workbook. You could work on the workbook after the retreat. But we're going to invite people into these types of conversations during the retreat and practice this annual reset.